How do you say concurso? Contest. Sorry. And there I met Diego, who's the guy who started these photography schools inside the rural communities. Diego was taking pictures and we started talking, and we both had a lot of things in common. And I really got interested in what he was doing because I felt I could believe in him. And that's something, first of all, you study photography, so most of you, so you know how deceiving photography is. Most photographers have a hard time believing in the truth because these days we all kind of struggle with the issue of truth and photography. And, you know, of course, with Photoshop and the internet, it's even harder to even deal with the idea that a photograph is actually the truth, right? Like, we can't think about that. So I was having a hard time believing a little bit that such a person with so beautiful intentions existed. And I really fell in love with his ideas and what he was doing and how he was working on a very humble, kind of grassroots level, and just out of pure passion, just love. You know, he was broke, he wasn't sleeping, he was, you know, his girlfriend hated him, but he was still doing this because he really believed that there was something behind the project that could actually make a change. And changes are usually in small scale. So I started meeting with him, and I actually met him like 4 times before coming and bringing the work. But I just said, you know, this is great. I saw the photos and I read. He's a real teacher, and he's plugged into the system of the rural schools. So that also gave me a lot of faith in wanting to go ahead and support him, because I think that you have to work with like a larger structure and kind of try to use the established structure in order to make your own agenda come through. It's very, very hard to kind of work outside of any big structure. I'm sorry, repeating myself, but I really think that the merit, one of the first things I noticed that was a merit was that he was actually dealing with the bureaucracy of the authorities within the school system, and believe me, it's terrible. It's like in the movies of the Latin American cliche of, you know, everybody's just going in circles and trying to, it's exactly like that. Believe me, it's so hard to try to make things happen. So I really felt that was compelling, and I wanted to help him out. And then I got these things, and I'm sorry they're all in Spanish, and I would be tempted to read them, but we're running out of time, so I'm just going to read one. He writes bi-monthly reports. Like, I don't know how teachers do here, but they just have to kind of keep track of how the class is evolving and how he's responding to the students. And it was just beautiful to read this, because I really felt that he loved it. And actually, I took the freedom of translating some of his comments that I took from these reports and put them on the wall next to the photos, because I felt that they were as important as the photos themselves, because it's like a love relationship between the teacher and the student. He loves what he's doing, and the students are responding with these photographs. And I just think it's super simple, and it's right there to look at and just enjoy it without like a lot of mediating. And you know, a lot of contemporary art these days, you're kind of forced to like be really smart and get it. And this is kind of the antithesis of that. This is just about loving photography, loving what you feel as something that's a passion for you, and going ahead and doing it and seeing the results in these photographs, and how the students, I'm also a teacher, so how your students respond to that. And that, I think, is the biggest merit, and I think it's just something that you have to look at and enjoy it, and hopefully the quotes that I translated will, in a way, interact with the images, and hopefully you will get a better idea about what this is about. And please feel free to talk to me after this is over, and I would love to give you more input. But I don't know this guy that much. I just feel that, you know, he's committed, and that's, I think, you know, what moved me to do this. So I'm just going to read what's related to you, which is the 20th of December 2006, which was when around the time Heidi emailed me asking if I knew anybody who would be interested in showing photos with this community through cameras idea. And I said yes, and I contacted him and I let him know. So he wrote it down, and it's the 20th of December, and he says, well, on one hand, he he says, on the other hand, continuamos con el envío de materiales, fotos, CDs, mails a Estados Unidos por la probable muestra en el Fitchberg State College. El material está siendo analizado por curadores, fotógrafos y licenciados en arte, quienes darán forma a este intercambio que se realizará seguramente en el transcurso del 2007. Oh, no. On the other hand, we're continuing with the sending of materials, photos, CDs, emails to the U.S. for a probable show at the Fitchberg State College. The material is being analyzed by curators, photographers, and art historians and art PhDs who will give shape to this interchange that will probably happen sometime around 2007. And I just thought it was so cute, you know, because when he's saying like curators, photographers, and art historians, and I'm thinking this is so informal. Like this is basically, you know, Heidi is my friend, and Jeff is her friend, and you know, Jeff knows somebody here, and it just happened like that. But it means so much to them, and you know, just the fact of being in the U.S. like the way somebody in a rural community in Argentina could imagine the U.S. and the way he put it here as like this kind of super formal, you know, organized professional thing, and it's nothing like that, right? It's like a bunch of people who are interested in photography or social change or whatever coming up here and just hanging out for a bit. So that's my speech.